Hello, welcome to a video. We're going to look at how to level up with Druid in the new expansion. So with most new expansions I tend to just play with Druid because it's my favourite class, and it's been no different this time. So one of the best cards that's kind of it's not really for Druid, but it may as well be, even though it's neutral, is this card. So this is going to get you 2/4 on turn 2, which is pretty powerful. And that's because most Druid spells are nature spells. So you can see Lightning Bloom is nature, nature studies obviously. Guess the weight isn't, but and there's one more which isn't as well. Let me see. No, maybe they all are. I thought there was one more, but you can sometimes get. There's a few that it's just like I don't know how they decide which one's a nature spell and what's not. But most of the spells are nature spells, and so yeah, I mean that's going to be pretty handy. And so the synergy is cool with that, and also the synergy is really good with this as well. So this is you can get I had some very like the thing is like when you play like a deck like this, you sort of know that eventually it will be much more popular, but it's just not at the moment. But you can tell, like for instance, I had a point where I got this to an 11-11, and it's just a case of playing a lot of cards. It's really kind of like it certainly feels like a new archetype in terms of the sort of stuff you're doing. But yeah, to get that to an 11-11 is just super powerful. So with guess the weight, I mean, if it's in general, it's not going. If it's 2, which is most likely going to be when you draw it, then it's probably going to be higher, right? There's going to be 16 cards that are higher than 2, and only 4. It will. Yeah, I mean, there's 16 cards higher than 2, and then I guess there'll be, probably like 10 that are lower. So I mean, it really depends, but I guess if you got rid of some of the 2s and put a few more higher, you'd be able to get it more often. But I'd say, you probably only want this to be like, I don't know, 55, 60%. I don't know. It's hard to really work that out, but it works pretty well though, because one of the things obviously that is lacking is the draw. But with draw, we've got discovery here. We've obviously got the draw with this, and we've also got this gives you an extra card, and we've got draw here as well. So pretty handy. So one of the things that you really want to look at here is combos, right? So one of the coolest combos you can do is you put in your Arch Spore. So say you have 9 mana, or you might have 7, or you've got a boost or whatever. So you put in your Arch Spore, and then what you can do is you can give it Mark of the Spike Shell, and then you can give it Germination as well. So, and of course, the point is that this is a way to give anything, like in a more general sense, this is a way to give anything. Well, no, you do it the other way around, wouldn't you? I haven't done it like this, but potentially you could give it Taunt. You can give something Taunt, and then you can do it afterwards. So that'd be less. It's like that's obviously the lesser thing to do. It's better to do it on a Taunt minion originally because then you get the copy, and then you'll be able to copy it on the board as well. But there's just a couple of different things you can do with that. And this card, I mean, I can't remember. I think this was a 6 mana for 5 and 5/5 stat line. It's pretty good though. Obviously, you can combo it with this for what's that? 12, 13 on board with 2 death rattles. Pretty good against your opponents are probably going to be mainly doing area of effect stuff to have death rattle stuff. But yeah, getting more of these. It depends. Like if you think the game's going to be long, you're going to want quite a few of these in the And another interesting thing about guess the weight is that will also greaten your chances of pulling, like a higher cost. Well, if you pull the higher cost, it's going to be lower, right? Marsh Hider is also really good card. This you could potentially copy it. Yeah, you could potentially copy. I think I did get one game where I had about 3 of them. I liked playing this Originally, when I started this deck, I was checking out, because the Raven is a standard card. There's a lot of standard cards that like, and another card that is also quite good, just by playing and finding stuff, is Mark of the Wild has actually had a buff. So that's pretty handy, right? I mean, there's a lot of spells. I'm just like, this is not a very. If you look at the amount of minions that we've got in here, you can see it's not that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, just under half. So it depends. It depends what cards you get with Nature Studies. You can obviously do some interesting combos with Nature Studies early on. But yeah, I mean, Ghidra is also a card that. Yeah, I mean, Ghidra is a card you could. Kind of interesting. Like this card, I'm not sure I really like it. So I might even swap this Kodo out for Ghidra at some point. Might not be a bad idea. Because there's a decent, I don't know. It's kind of a funny thing. Like, I guess if you play it with 3, you'll get a 4/7 with Wind Fury and Rush. It's not bad. But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of good cards though that like you could consider for this deck. But I don't know, because it's very evenly like balanced, like Arbor Up as well. It doesn't really fit. Glowfist doesn't really fit. Like I say, because it's about half and half. It's all about just getting that 60%, that 70%. This card is also one which is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's obviously a lot of good cards in here, and it's just it works to level up at the moment. That's what I've found. This card, yeah. I mean, if I did sort of want to take it a little bit higher in mana, I would probably, the one card that I'm not certain on is the Living Seed. It's just because it's draw. If it was like the next piece you draw, well, I suppose then it would obviously be objectively a lot worse. But it's not a bad card. This. It's nice to get like a 2 mana. Like, if it works on these, it's good. Just thinking like what other. Yeah, I don't really like it when it's on this though. And this again is another important way to get cards out. I mean, still, I mean, even the max, it will get you for 0. I don't know. I think this is in general is quite a balanced, quite a good deck. And yeah, thanks for watching.